Photograph the date. Photograph the mint mark area. Photograph any unusual feature from multiple angles. Then compare the coin with reliable numismatic references and, if the evidence looks promising, consider professional authentication or grading. That process can protect you from two opposite mistakes. The first is selling a genuinely interesting coin too cheaply. The second is believing an ordinary damaged coin is worth a fortune. Both mistakes can happen when excitement takes over. So, could a Washington quarter with no mint mark really be connected to a massive valuation? In the world of rare coins, extraordinary prices can happen, but they are tied to specific, verifiable characteristics. The exact date matters. The exact variety matters. The condition matters. Authenticity matters. And documented market sales matter. That means the $100,000 figure in today's story should be treated as a claimed high-end scenario, not a guaranteed value for every no-mint mark Washington quarter. And honestly, that's what makes the search even more exciting. Because you don't know what you've found until you investigate it. So, before you spend another Washington quarter, take 1 second to look at it. Check the date. Check the mint mark area. Look closely at the design. Look for genuine mint-made abnormalities. And if something seems different, put the coin aside instead of spending it. Because the coin sitting in your hand might be ordinary. Or it might be the beginning of a fascinating discovery. And remember, the biggest mistake a collector can make is assuming a coin has no story simply because it doesn't look impressive. This Washington quarter is our first mystery of the day. But we are only getting started. Because coin number 2 is coming next, and the characteristics we're about to examine could make this first coin look completely different by comparison. So don't go anywhere. This is Coin Master USA, and we're hunting for the coins hiding in plain sight. Possible mint errors, condition, authenticity, and whether comparable examples have actually sold for significant amounts. So when you see a Washington quarter with no mint mark, don't immediately assume it is rare. Instead, ask a much better question. Which year is it, and why does it have no mint mark? That question can completely change the investigation. Here's where things get interesting. A mint mark tells collectors where a coin was produced. Depending on the era and denomination, U.S. coins can have mint marks associated with facilities such as Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. But the absence of a mint mark is not automatically an error. For many Washington quarters produced at Philadelphia, no mint mark can be completely normal. That means you should never see a no mint mark and immediately believe you have discovered a fortune. Instead, the date must be checked first. That tiny date can be one of the most important pieces of information on the entire coin. And if you have a quarter that appears unusual, the date should be photographed clearly before you do anything else. Now let's talk about condition. The coin we're featuring here is described as being in a fine condition with visible damage or discoloration. That matters because collectors generally distinguish between normal circulation wear and damage that happened after the coin left the mint. For example, scratches, corrosion, cleaning, chemical exposure, bending, or other environmental damage can reduce collector appeal. But here's the fascinating part. Damage and a genuine mint error are not the same thing. A coin that was damaged after leaving the mint usually does not receive the same premium as a genuine mint-made error. So if you discover something strange on your Washington quarter, don't try to improve it. Don't polish it. Don't clean it. Don't scratch it. And definitely don't use chemicals on it. You could accidentally destroy evidence that helps determine what happened to the coin. Now we reach the number that gets everyone's attention. $100,000. That's the claimed value associated with the coin in today's video concept. But let's make one thing perfectly clear for every collector watching in the United States. A Washington quarter is not automatically worth $100,000 simply because it has no mint mark, looks old, or has damage. A value at that level would require extraordinary circumstances, such as a highly important rarity, a major authenticated mint error or variety, exceptional condition, or another characteristic supported by credible market evidence. And that's why the real treasure hunt isn't simply finding an old quarter. The real treasure hunt is finding a quarter with a combination of characteristics that experts can verify. Think of it like a detective story. The coin is the evidence. The date is the first clue. The mint mark is another clue. The surfaces are another clue. The strike is another clue. And professional authentication can ultimately tell you whether those clues actually mean something. If you think you have a Washington quarter worth investigating, start with the basics. First, look at the date. Use good lighting and a magnifying glass if necessary. Next, examine the area where the mint mark should appear for that particular issue. Then inspect the lettering, numbers, rims, and major design elements. Look for anything that appears genuinely unusual, not merely worn. For example, does a design element appear doubled? Is there an unusual strike? Does the coin have an abnormal shape? Is metal apparently missing from a location where it should be? Are there unusual raised features that seem to have originated during the minting process? These observations can help you decide whether the coin deserves professional examination. And remember this: don't clean the coin. A dirty coin can be professionally examined. A heavily cleaned or altered coin may be much harder to evaluate properly. This is one of the reasons coin collecting remains so exciting across America. You don't necessarily need to begin with a huge collection. Sometimes the most exciting discoveries start with a handful of coins sitting in a drawer, an inherited collection, an old jar, or loose change. Most coins won't be rare. Most won't be worth thousands. And that's okay, because the thrill comes from searching for the one coin that makes you stop and say, "Wait, what is this?" That moment is what keeps collectors searching. And that is the moment we're looking for with this Washington quarter. There is one mistake I really don't want you to make. If you find a quarter that looks unusual, don't immediately sell it to the first person who offers you money. First, document it. Take clear